Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo here, and we are back with Rise of Mordor. And joining me in today's epic commentary, we have Jackiefish.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well, and we got an awesome. Is this a new settlement?
Yeah, it came in the new 0.5 update, which is great to see. It's always awesome seeing just more and more maps being added to the game, because eventually these will replace the ones on the campaign map. So it's great to see them gradually being added. And yeah, it should be pretty exciting. We got Mordor, the Easterlings going up against Rohan and Gondor.
Yeah. This is a classic, just like good old theming, good versus evil in this epic Gondorian settlement. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And do you want to quickly go over the armies? I guess you can do the attackers, or
Yeah, sure thing. I'll just do it really quickly because you guys...
yeah, you just say like swordsman or whatever. Yeah.
So on the front line, we do have some Uruk Throng with their beautiful new kind of models. A lot of new orc models and hairs have been updated, along with new armor as well, which is great because it makes it a lot brighter. So whenever we're casting these replays, you can actually see the Uruks in all their glory, rather just being shrouded in darkness. And behind that, we do have some guards of the Teeth as well, an elite halberd unit. Then we also have some archer units scattered throughout, and more infantry being brought up with a onager as well, to probably try and soften up the defenders who seemingly are defending that inner layer pretty heavily. Then over on the other side, we have the Eastlings. We have some of the Vargey warriors. These guys look beautiful with them flags coming out of the back. Really nice looking unit. Then we have the more kind of movie themed Loke Rim archers. Supporting them, we have some Loke Rim halberds. Also, you can notice as well that the Eastlings now have a new sigil as well, which stands out a lot more when you hover over them. Which looks really cool. Have some archers back there, and then just more generic swordsmen pushing up the siege equipment to start taking the outer layers of the settlement itself.
Perfect. Yeah, that pretty straightforward armies too. Not a lot of. It's just like that's kind of like how I like to build armies. Is just a couple different unit variety, keep it simple and easy to manage, and
yeah, well, you don't really need like any cavalry or anything, obviously, because it's a siege battle. So I think you just gone for like standard sword and board, archers supporting, and some like halberds or shock infantry just to reinforce that.
Yeah, for sure. So Gondor and Rohan, they're kind of mixed together, but I'll just kind of look from the outer defense inward. And over here, I think the closest to the wall, we've got some Gondorian sword infantry, and it never gets old looking at these guys. The detail, I mean, when you go from like third age over to this mod, just being able to see the detail of the armor is just so cool, and it just feels like this is a standalone game. And then if you kind of turn the corner and go up the road, you got some Gondor spear infantry, you got some Gondor archers, and then we start to see some Rohirrim. So Rohan, a little sad they can't bring their horses. Maybe they had to eat them or something. They've been under siege for a while. But we got some men-at-arms, guards of the Golden Hill, or is that sorry, not Hill, Hall. We got some mustard archers and axe thanes and all that good stuff, and a lot of different like swords and axes from Rohan. Am I missing a lot of Gondorian forces? I guess Gondor is kind of more in the outer perimeter of the defense.
Yeah, it seems like they're pretty much out on that outer ring. We've got archers and some swords and spearmen, kind of just covering most of that left flank rather than the layer.
And look at this. There's this really cool road that goes into like the patch of trees. You see, there's like two Gondor units kind of holding it. It looks really awesome.
Yeah, no, really cool detail in the map. I mean, the maps of Mordor have always been really spectacular. So hopefully we get some new architecture soon as well, because not that I'm complaining, I love the Gondorian architecture, but it'd be great to see some like Mordor settlements or something like that being crafted, because that'd be really cool.
Is there any Elvish maps yet?
No, I don't think so. I think really the only architecture that they're working with is this Gondorian stuff. They just kind of keep on adding better and better stuff to the Gondorian stuff. But yeah, hopefully eventually they will move on, and yeah, I mean, obviously they will move on and do some really cool stuff with the elves and Mordor and other stuff like that, which I am very much looking forward to.
It's just cool. It's good to see that Gondor looks so much like Gondor. Like, it's not like, I don't know, at least in my opinion, it looks like they kind of put these structures in themselves. Like, I don't think they just like copied these from the vanilla game and
Oh yeah, no, all the Gondor architecture is completely custom made, and that's obviously why it takes them so long as well, is because, you know, they have to make, you know, every part of the walls and all the different towers and buildings and carts and marketplaces and all that stuff. So that's why it
Yeah.
takes so long, on top of all the models and new factions and campaign map and lighting and
Yeah.
you know, there's just so much to it.
Yeah.
It, you know, obviously does, you know, take up a lot of time. But it seems like we might have our first little engagement coming up. Some Uruk Throng bravely charging down the road, looking for some combat against some Gondorians. But as you can see, the way the defenders have set up, they've set up in a pretty nice way that basically wherever the enemy attacks, there's like another way that they can come in and outflank or get, you know, missiles in the side, which is a really nice way of defending a settlement.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like they're pretty ready for this, and they have a good idea of a very concentrated defense. And I guess these Uruk Thongs, I think Sauron was just starving his army, and they can just smell the man flesh, and they are.
Meat will soon be back on the menu.
Yeah, it's like, all we have is maggoty bread. They are ready.
Yeah, it does seem like they're going to be going up to them spearmen, which would give the Gondorian swords an opportunity to come in their back, because it doesn't really seem like there's anything else reinforcing. So if I was Gondor right now,
Yeah.
coming right in here.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they're doing.
And then the spears are going to meet him on the other side. Oh, actually, no, he calls it off because he's running into his own trap. Ooh.
Oh no, yeah. Look at that. The orcs, I mean, luckily the orcs are kind of, you know, setting them all off, so the Gondorians who are chasing are actually pretty safe.
Ooh, and the orcs are breaking.
And that's what you get when you throw in a solo half-strength unit into the into the battle line.
I guess he was just trying to trigger the traps, you know, set them off so he doesn't have to worry about them.
Yeah, not a bad play, I guess, in the end. We also have some of the Eastlings now pushing into the main square. And again, the defenders haven't really decided to defend anything on the outer layer whatsoever. Really going hard for this inner defense and kind of outer ring of the position. Have you noticed, though, that actually outside of the walls, there's actually two positions where the attackers can come in and assault the settlement? I only just noticed
Is
them.
there?
So in the extreme, like, top...
Oh, yeah.
If you follow that path around, the attackers can actually make their way in, and it's surprising that they've only really slightly utilized it with a unit of cavalry just waiting for its chance to move.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
There's one either side. It might be a really good position to come in and really put on the pressure, especially when the defenders are so keen on just holding this inner layer. Like, I feel like it's a perfect time to utilize this. And it's actually a really nice way of doing it as well, because they are just two choke points back there. So then it makes it so that the inner layer of the settlement isn't just one, you know, defensive position. Now it's five that the attackers can come in. So it kind of takes this really boring choke point battle to actually something a lot more interesting, which is really clever map design.
Yeah, and that was the problem with Total War Attila, is like a lot of the maps were just like one single choke point, you know, one or two choke points. So it's nice to see that there's so many different ways to attack, and like you said, the very far away, like you have to go a very far distance to use this back route, and that's pretty cool. You know, it's kind of it lets the defenders kind of give them more time and see that you're going that way, but at the same time, it gives the attackers an opportunity to attack a very different position. But now we've got the macemen of the Easterlings pushing in against the men-at-arms. So
these are like the mid-tier infantry, not as standardized as the Gondor swords, and they're gonna struggle. The located macemen are like one of the best standard infantry in the game. They can really kind of just hold their own against anything, so they'll be winning this battle bit by bit. They just need to kind of obviously just give it time, and then the macemen will cut through them. Obviously, as you can see, a lot of missiles are being brought up. We also are seeing a unit of Warlords of Rune, which is a very, very scary shock infantry being thrown forward as well. This will cut through the men-at-arms like butter.
Yeah, this is... I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's going to go with his weaker troops in the initial defense, and he's just trying to tire out the Easterlings before they get to the elite units. But, you know, they're not holding too bad. They're still holding... pretty well. They got the archers behind them kind of helping them, but I totally agree with you. I think in a matter of time they will die, and the warlords here will break through and cause some issues.
Oh, very nice as well. On the right-hand side, we can now see that trap could be getting kicked off to a beautiful start if they charge down the hill now. They've kind of got their
Oh, yeah.
position raring to go. Just kind of almost teasing them to come in, but they are giving them time, and that Loke Rim unit of halberds is going to get into position and probably cut off that little ambush they've got set up, which is unfortunate. Yeah, one of the swords charging up the hill.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I see that.
Fighting uphill is going to tire them out, so not exactly, you know, still not bad for Gondor, but it would have been great to get that charge down the hill.
Yeah, that would have been cool too. Would have been cool to watch.
Very epic indeed. And then the halberds and the other unit of Loke Rim have been thrown forward to try and break through that. So I mean, overall, the defenders are being hit from every single side. Again, another position that, you know, the attackers could really come from. You know, if they could decide to go all the way around and attack. You know, there's still several other ways to kind of completely outflank this position on the right. If you follow that path along and the wall, you can see they could actually go all behind. So
yeah,
this decision to really keep your forces together, I think it's going to be hurting, and I think it's mainly spawned from the fact that Mordor are a little bit slow, so the forces of East Kings are having to take up a lot more of this positioning rather than being able to send their troops all the way around, because on this right-hand side, there's several other ways to come in, but on the left, it's very secluded, and there's only one extra way of getting into that position, so it's actually hurting them a little bit.
You mentioned, like, oh, they didn't bring cav because they didn't really need it, but I think 1 or 2 units of cav right here, you know, if they were able to quickly rush them around, they could probably get behind those Blackroot Vale archers and take them out, and potentially do some hammer and anvil strikes on the infantry holding the front line. Yeah,
that would do absolute work.
Yeah, so this might be a siege settlement where you go, okay, maybe I should bring like 1 or 2 units of cav just in case the opportunity arises. But look at this center battle. It is really like picking up here. Lots of units are mixed in. We got Rohan now joining Gondor as they hold this main front.
Then the artillery coming in as well. That was brutal. But yeah, I mean, like, the Warlords of Rune will just be having like a birthday party right now. There's so many units in there that they can just tear apart. So
yeah,
I'm sure they're having a good time, because Rohan actually only get access to 1 unit of swords. They only get the sword bends, and that's it. Basically more of a spear and axe type of action. Hold them in place with defensive units and let the cavalry do the work. Whereas Rune obviously succeed pretty well with all that shock infantry, with them halberds. And you can see in that little abyss, that's definitely showing it. The Warlords of Rune have lost 17 men and have already racked up 50 kills. It's not a bad KDA right now. The archers are hammering in. So far, the attackers are doing a pretty good job.
We got something unraveling over here on the left side. You can see that Rune has pushed through the center, down the hill, and have kind of pushed Gondor to reform. They used to have a line kind of in that middle road. Now they've fallen back with the spears, the Gondor spear infantry, where that originally was. But some weird stuff is going on. I mean, like, look at this. They got Uruk throngs that are kind of surrounded, but he's not like quickly trying to take them out. Just kind of
not going for that quick route, just I guess trying to like hold them in place.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, mostly this has been an Easterling party right now. I mean, we haven't really seen Mordor go in with a lot, but they're starting to now.
Yeah, now the legions of Mordor have arrived in the city. They are now throwing themselves forward, and they have a lot of soldiers to do that. The artillery is obviously bombarding. I think he's trying to take out the defensive artillery and unfortunately not being able to score a hit. They also have that unit of Servants of the Eye cavalry waiting off in one of the hidden passes into the city, which is good. You know, even if it doesn't do anything, it's still keeping at bay 3 units of Rohan just to make sure that they don't make their way in. So that's not a bad idea. If I was them, honestly, I'd bring that cavalry unit up and just dismount it and get them stuck in. The Servants of the Eye are a great unit regardless of whether they're mounted or not. So that would not be a bad idea. There you go. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he might do that once the rest of the forces start pushing in towards the like last stand area, just to really cause the defenders to spread out their troops. So maybe he's just waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Good idea, for sure.
But yeah, no, if you look back over to the right side where there's Gondor versus Rune, Gondor flanked a little bit. You see that, like, the hill part? He, like, flanked a unit, but then got counter-flanked.
Yeah, got the counter flank. There's also a unit of Warlords of Rune all the way up on top of that hill fighting through the little streets.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Indeed.
Fighting under the shade, that's where I would want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, if they could break their way through there, I mean, there's a lot in there. The defenders clearly don't want to lose it, but if they could break through there, that would provide them with a very nice kind of opening of the position in that central flank. That'd be huge.
Yeah, it would be ginormous, but there is a stream of Rohan and Gondor ready to hold that little pathway, so...
There is a lot of them. That is shoulder-to-shoulder fighting. You know, we're finally seeing the unit of Bane of the Steppe being brought around, trying to outflank the forces on the right-hand side, but as you can see, a unit of Spearmen are immediately being brought to that position, or Citadel Guard even, to prevent that from happening. So, you know, I think maybe a little bit sooner they could have definitely have done some work with that. Also, though, Mordor are breaking through quite nicely. You know, artillery strike comes in and hits in the center. That orc deserves a promotion.
Oh, and another one.
Yeah, that is deadly. And that's going to be sending shockwaves throughout the defending forces. You can see 2 units are already starting to rout from just seeing their bodies burnt alive.
Yeah, it might be time for the defenders to call it quits here in this front line. I mean, he's been holding for a while, but once they fall back, the inner walls will protect them a little bit better from, you know, from the artillery. But no, Rohan is sending up more axemen to the front.
This is looking good. The left flank has fallen. Fall back, boys. This is, yeah, not looking too good. The Urks have broken through with support of the Easterlings. There's, what, 2 more units of Uruk Throng coming to the center just to bolster that defense. We've got arrow fire volleying in to that, I guess, that death trap on the right flank now. All them arrows just finding their perfect shots in there, in the back of the swordsmens. And, yeah, I mean, that street has become an absolute death trap right now. And so far, this is a very, like, lore-friendly battle, I feel.
Yeah.
You know, just like everything's going wrong for the good guys.
Yeah.
Just being overrun.
Fall back.
Evil. Yeah, exactly. The forces of evil are just amassing in huge numbers. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Mordor's finally, like, running on 6 cylinders here, all full cylinders. I guess it'd be 8 cylinders because they're big and bad. But they're pushing, and yeah, they've got a lot of units kind of supporting the Easterlings in the center now. They got some reserves. So yeah, honestly, the troops holding that little tight, like, street pathway with the trees, they should probably try to get them out because they're gonna find themselves surrounded very soon. And if they want to win this defense, they need to preserve all the units they can, and just kind of use them in more of the choke points, you know, the where they're not going to get surrounded.
Yeah, I mean, they're already dropping like flies, though, just to the arrow fire that's pouring in. They are going down very quickly.
Yeah. So that front line is just so awesome to watch. Just kind of zoom in, and again, like, it just looks so good. Like, it just, you know, Attila being a more recent Total War, and you just kind of sometimes forget you know, it's not a Lord of the Rings movie. You know, it just looks so good.
As well, but Bane of the Steppe on the far right have been able to break through now. Luckily, these little guard fell back, seeing that this position was fairly lost, but Bane is able to charge in and just clear up this flank, and again start another assault on the inner layer.
Yeah, there they go.
They're just going to be moving in, killing these routed units, cleaning up this flank. They're going to probably need some more reinforcements though from Mordor, because Mordor are focusing pretty heavily on this side with more arrow fire coming in as well. Yeah, I mean, Rohan had a very good position, and whenever they commit to this fight, obviously to outflank the enemy, the archers are just having like the perfect shot to hit them in the side on the far left flank.
Yeah, yeah, it's not pretty. I mean, yeah, like that's the problem. It's almost as if Gondor shouldn't have let up over on that left side because it now exposed the center. But I think finally, the stubbornness has ended, and he's getting out of there. You can see he retreated the units from the thin little pathway as well, and he's just got one old guard here just holding Gondor spears.
Yeah, the rear guard.
Yeah, just kind of like protecting the retreating forces. They know they're gonna die, but it's for the greater good.
They are, yeah, they're in full-on retreat right now as the Morgul Legion just advance further and further. The Eastlings charging after them, trying to kill any of the routing units they can.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not, but I'm glad they have finally fallen back, and I think this is going to be a much better position for the defenders in the center.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, there's no reason to defend that position anymore. You know, it has been broken. You just simply do not have the quality or the quantity to continue committing to a battle like that. Oof. And honestly, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if like Mordor should just try and get some soldiers through the far left. I mean, the defenders can't hold that constantly. So sending a unit kind of overcommitting to that position would be a really good idea. I feel like there is a bit of a gap there, but they can try and sneak their way through.
Yeah, so big move here by Mordor. They used their archers' fire ammo to light all of the onager machines on fire. So tragically, they no longer have artillery, and it still had a lot of ammo, so they kind of missed out on getting a lot of kills with that.
Yeah, that's why sometimes it's good just to use that ammunition when you can, because as the map gets smaller and smaller, you just don't have the ability to keep them artillery pieces alive. So you might as well just use the ammunition when you can.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, this is a full-on attack at this point. All flanks are pretty much getting attacked. And it looks like it's mostly Rohan at this point. There's a couple of Gondorian units here and there, but it looks like this is coming down to Rohan. Let's not forget, though, we do have the Fountain Guard, which are really good. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah, there's not really, that balance power bar is not looking too good, but I've seen worse and I've seen better comebacks, so we'll have to be able to see. But yeah, just imagine now if the forces of the Eastlings left a couple of soldiers outside and started moving through that mountain pass now.
Oh,
coming up behind them, like,
yeah.
There's nothing back there, so
even with just one unit.
Great.
Yeah,
literally, that'd be huge. And if anything, it just means that the defenders have to leave a unit there to stop you from doing that. So as the attackers, you have more units to begin with, which is great, so that you can kind of expend them a little bit more aggressively, whereas the defenders don't have the units to do that, so they really have to be cautious.
Yeah, the defenders are going to be stretched too thin, like a small piece of butter on toast, or whatever Bilbo says.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just disappointed in you for not getting
I know, I'm sorry. I gotta rewatch The Fellowship again.
Well, what you should do is you get on a plane right now.
Okay.
Come to the UK, and we can watch it, and then you can go home after the 9 hours or whatever it is.
Okay, yeah, deal. I'll watch it too on the way. That way, you know, I'm refreshed. Yeah,
just so you're prepped for when we watch it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you get here, and then immediately, as soon as, you know, the end credits roll, you're out of here.
Yeah.
I'll pay for your taxi. You can get back on a plane. You can go home.
Cool. And then people are like, have you ever been to the UK? Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I'll make sure I black out all the windows as well.
Yeah.
Don't see anything outside.
And blindfold me when I get off the plane, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I might do something else whilst you're blindfolded. But anyway, back to the itself. You can see that on the right flank there is a pretty sturdy defense. That, you know, Citadel Guard on top of Fountain Guard. Just like me and you when you're
Jackie, I told you to wait after the video. After the video. God.
Absolutely deadly. Like, that's literally like running into a brick wall, but the brick wall has spikes on it.
Yes.
And the spikes are also on fire.
Yes, and they're yelling at you.
Yeah, screaming profanities at you. That's just like impenetrable. And I would just completely ignore that entry point because it's just not going to happen.
And Rohan's coming to reinforce. Look at this. Or are they going to push?
I think they're going to sally out, honestly, try and really clear out
Yeah.
this position.
'Cause
Because,
it's-
I mean, they have the advantage. Why not?
Yeah, it's not that strong of a force. And if they can clear them out, then they can maneuver troops over to the other side and get behind them. I mean, that's...
Honestly, the central assault has also died down now. They've actually pulled off there and no longer engaging. So
Yeah, I think it's...
respite.
Yeah, the Fountain Guard. I think that's what... It's just they're tough to break through. They're going to have to rely on archers to try to weaken them as much as possible. But yeah, I think if the attackers do put Sally out here... And that's the beauty of this settlement. That's the beauty of having so many pathways. Not only is it good for the attackers, but the defenders can kind of use them to their advantage and get behind the attackers. But we'll see. It looks like Mordor is moving up some onagers, though, to try to weaken that center position.
Yeah, I mean, one direct hit there would be absolutely brutal. And it's just a shame there's not like a lot of ammunition left.
Yeah.
Besides the artillery to really soften them up. And that's one of the reasons why you do have to save as much as you can. But I mean, they killed so many in that little choke point on the far right-hand side that doesn't surprise me one bit. The left-hand side, you know, the Uruks are starting to drop fairly quickly. Obviously fighting uphill, fighting against guards of the Golden Hill, Hall even, who, you know, all have over 100 kills, which is pretty crazy considering, you know, they are spear infantry at the end of the day. You don't expect them to be the ones racking up all them kills. They really, really are.
Yeah, no, it's getting much closer. This is definitely going to be a very close fight at the end of the day. But the onagers are setting up. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if you noticed, but King Theoden himself
Yes.
is on the battlefield. I only just noticed that, and yeah, he's I guess not going down without a fight. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea for Theoden to come out of one of these secret passages and maybe trying to get around. Because, you know, the attackers can use them, but so can the defenders. And maybe sending a unit of cavalry around, going through a busted gate and just rear charging some archers who aren't defended, or trying to kill the onagers would not be a bad idea. Now the onagers are firing. Unfortunately, that shot did fall a bit short, but yeah, I mean, any big hits here will be absolutely massive.
The Fountain Guard is also the general for Gondor, so you take that unit out, I think you can win.
Oh, artillery coming in, killing some wounded units. I need to go.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a good hit.
At this point, I would control it myself.
Yeah, just go pew pew.
Yeah, just really focus that fire on the Fountain Guard.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, as you say, if you get a direct hit on the general, that's going to be a big morale blow. On top of obviously taking down a very elite unit, and now you can see the defenders realizing that and spreading out their forces pretty dramatically.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, I wouldn't even worry. I would just get the Fountain Guard out of there, like just. And oh, there goes the infantry. The Easterlings are now attacking, seeing that they kind of reorganize their troops. It's giving them a little bit of an opportunity to try to catch them by surprise, but Fountain Guard are ready to go.
Indeed, there's so many archers left as well. Look at all the arrows they still have just piling into the orcs on the left-hand side. That is very, very scary indeed.
That's the other thing. You know, you mentioned earlier about onagers like holding on to their ammo. You could say the same thing about archers as well. I think there's still plenty of time for these archers to use up their ammo, but that is a mistake sometimes I see with defenders where they're too conservative with their archer ammo, and at the end of the battle they have so much left over, but it's a waste because they're gonna lose. And so yeah, hopefully they use up that ammo.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta blow your load early.
Yeah.
You know, get it done for.
No shame in that. No shame.
Indeed. Preach, brother. I feel like the Uruk Throng though just aren't doing like, I mean, I know they're fighting super heavily armored spearmen and stuff, but I feel like they're just getting wiped away, which is a real shame to see. I guess now that the game has a lot more elite infantry in it, it's like making the orcs not feel as strong as they once did. But I guess as soon as we start getting trolls to them, that'd be really cool. What would also be dope is if they made drummer trolls, which maybe could give like a rally buff off onto them, which boosts their attack or something. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be, or like a fear, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. Stuff that just like makes their orcs fight harder for a period.
Artillery coming. Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice hits.
Yeah, this is. Look, the fountain.
Perfect.
Yeah. Honestly, the fountain guard need to get out of there. Just get out. Hold with different units. They should have held back the fountain guard as soon as they moved up that onager, because you can hold with spears and other units. Just wait until that onager is out of ammo, then move up the fountain guard. I think they made a huge mistake there. It might lose them the battle.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of units are now committed to it. Are there any reserves? I mean, there's still quite a few reserves for the attackers still.
Yeah,
these arch units who no longer have ammunition. Got a unit of Bane of a Step as well. You know, that's not bad at all. Especially keeping them in reserve. We obviously also have that unit of Servants of the Eye as well, positioned on that rear passageway.
Yep, he's just waiting. He's like, I know you're gonna pull those spears away. You're gonna need them for the front line.
He can't, right? He has to.
No, he has to.
Yeah, he has to. I mean, luckily they are just aerially. I know they actually look pretty good. Oh yeah, they're heavily armored. They're the heavy spears. I was gonna say, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to leave a weaker unit there. Oh, they're coming in though. They're gonna try and bust through them. That'd be suicide.
Yeah, there's a lot of traps. I think he might dismount him here. But you know, at this point, if I was the defenders, well, they're moving the units away now, but all the way from the defenders' point of view on the left side, I would have sallied out and tried to clear up this Easterling force as quickly as possible. And that's one less flank you have to worry about. And then you can kind of spread your troops around in other areas.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they would have been able to do it as well. Them couple units of Axemen just like bull rush your way out, and if they decide to fall back, then you know you just go back into your screaming fire brick spiky wall and hide there for a little bit longer. You know, because at the end of the day, it's up to the attackers to break through your lines.
There we go. The Axemen are reinforcing that far side. And it's getting tough for Rohan because they're taking on the guards of the teeth.
The private guard of the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
Very, very elite indeed. I don't know. Like the attackers are like losing men. Like they are running low. But I guess it's probably gonna be a big rout. I imagine was what's gonna seal this battle, and I imagine it's gonna be on this left-hand side. Where that big clump is. I can just already see a big mass rout coming, and then the attackers flooding through, and all hope being lost.
Yeah, or the center. I mean, the Fountain Guard are like so low. The general could die at any moment, and if he does, I mean, who knows? Yeah,
but you still have 2 units of guards of the Golden Hall there, 2 heavy spears.
That's true.
So it's going to take a while. Like, if it's going to end, it's going to take a while to at least break through there. Whereas I think on the other side, there's like a big mix of units, which can definitely, you know, end up causing a pretty big chain route, and then gaps appear where more reinforcements can come through. And oh yeah, there you go. The Servants of the Eye have now dismounted and are being sent into battle. And maybe not, but maybe they're actually looking to destroy the traps and then remount up, maybe. Because right now they are destroying the caltrops first.
Yeah. They're gonna get that stuff out of the way.
Yeah, and then imagine if they just started like picking up the stones and just moving them to one side.
Yeah, like
a building sim all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we worked hard putting those there. Imagine being one of the soldiers ordered to hold this side. You're away from the big fight. You have no idea what's going on, and now you're staring down these elite units that are just nasty. Yeah.
Not a situation I would like to be in. If anything, I would like to not be in the settlement at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd be in the Shire smoking that good. Well,
I mean, there's a reason why Gandalf kept on coming back, you know?
Yeah, he's like, damn, they got some good stuff here.
Yeah, it does seem like the cavalry is going to remount after destroying them traps, and then I guess just try and hammer an anvil into the men-at-arms.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Use that mass to really push through.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be enough. You know, spears and defensive formations are hard to break. So
look at it on the far side again, where we kept talking where they should sally out. I mean, the archers are now focusing them down. They're breaking. Like, they should have done this so much sooner.
Yeah, it would have definitely have freed up a big big position. I mean, they could have got Theoden out, you know. They could have got Theoden out onto the open ground and started charging him around.
Yeah.
Because he can definitely cause a lot of issues. There you go. I think the braking is starting to happen. Going. If you press down space as well, you can see that 2 of the Axeman units are already on red morale.
Oh yeah.
That's not looking good. And
yeah.
The Uruk right now are pretty solid on morale as well. They have more reinforcements as well. They can be sent into the fight at any time.
Oof. I was watching 2 Rohirrim soldiers that got a little too far and they were just surrounded and just butchered. But yeah, they're throwing in more and more units over here, but the defenders are getting stretched very thin, and it's only a matter of time until it cracks.
Yeah, I think as we said, yeah, look at that. Press down space again. You can see 4 units are now very close to breaking. All it takes is like 1 big gap to appear where the attackers can just like throw forward their soldiers and get around the flank.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. Theoden is also getting butchered by arrows right now, down to 30.
Oh no.
Which is, that's not good for him either. I'm so surprised that the attack in the center is only just recommencing now. It's kind of surprising they haven't been pushing this for a long time.
Yeah, I guess they're just so afraid of that fountain guard.
Yeah, you'd think you just want to be putting on as much pressure as you can.
Yeah.
Every single position, because you know generally that's how you win sieges, and you just make the defenders buckle under that pressure.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give the defenders an opportunity to focus certain parts of the battle at different times. You know, you want them, like you said, being pushed from every direction and just create as much chaos as possible. But yeah, Theoden just kind of ran in. He used some general abilities, tried to keep his men in the fight. But I don't know how long that's gonna work.
Just moved in and screamed, "Death!"
Yeah, death! All right, I'm gonna go back over here now.
Nice, where it's nice and safe.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some tea.
Yeah, you know things. Like, oh, whoa. Was that Theoden? That was Theoden. He got sniped by.
Oh.
I mean, you scream it and you shall receive.
Death! Oh, not me! Not like this!
And look at that! Immediately, look at all the units breaking.
Oh yeah.
This is it.
Word has gotten out that Theoden has been killed.
Yep, his bodyguard's running, and I mean, this is not much of an end, you know. If this is to be their end, I would expect something a little bit more.
Yeah.
Than what we're receiving right now.
Look at the servants of the eye over here, still just like playing mind games. They're just exchanging words like, "Hey,
you suck."
Yeah.
No, you don't. You suck.
You suck.
Whilst there's 100, just like, you know, thousands of men are dying in the battle.
Yeah. You what, mate? You know, like, Sauron's gonna come here. Like, Sauron sucks. We have Tom Bombadil on our side. Yeah, so at this point, it's just
clean up duty, really.
Yeah, the brave still stand, but it is in vain.
I mean, at this point, if you wanted, we could just hit that fast forward button.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely gonna be.
And, see that the valiant last stand.
My question for you is, what could have the defenders have done to win this battle?
So let me break it down for you.
Okay.
If I was playing the defenders, right, what I would do, is I would just win. That's probably the best advice I can give anyone.
That's a good advice.
Just win, you know?
Don't be a bunch of losers.
Yeah, just win. And then, you win.
Yeah.
That's great. What about you? What would you say?
I totally agree with that assessment. I think that's what the defenders should have done. They should have won. But they didn't. They lost, and
it's because they didn't win. So
yeah, they didn't win, and that's what happens when you don't win. You lose. So I don't think I can add any more to that. No, but I mean, honestly, I think they should have fallen back from the center a little sooner. I think they should have tried to save their artillery from being destroyed. And they maybe should have tried to push out a certain breach and try to get behind and do some damage that way. But it was still close.
Maybe just like defend the walls as well. You know, the walls are there for a reason, to give the defenders an advantage. So
yeah, or just win.
Yeah, or just win. So let's go and take a look at the kills now. Let's see who racked up most. Then the Servants of BI did pretty decent considering they joined the battle so late. Wait, they didn't get any kills.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Not sure if it added all the routing kills to them or not, because when I hovered over them, they had like 100 kills, just killing all the routed men.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. No, I mean, they were shouting and playing mind games, so.
Exactly, the true war of attrition right there.
Yeah, and then, you know, when they have grandchildren, which they probably won't because there's some kind of like, you know, monster, but they'll be like, yes, I was at that battle. You know, I just stood there.
I held the line.
Yeah, I was in the front. Reality, you know. But yeah, no, this was a great battle. It was cool to see the settlement and see it being defended. I'm really excited for what they're gonna add to this mod. It just gets better and better. So yeah, had a lot of fun.
Yeah, GG. And guys, just remember, next time, just win.
Just win, guys. You ever seen Brink, the Disney movie?
No, but do they just win in that?
Well, he's like not doing well, and his sister goes, "Just skate better." He's like, "Just skate better." Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there you go.
It works.
Just play better. Yeah. So that's gonna wrap it up here, guys, for us. If you're watching my video, be sure to check out Jackiefish's channel. It'll be linked down in the video description. I'm just waiting for you to say your channel's dying. Just waiting for that cue.
My channel's alive.
Oh, okay. Oh, just don't die. But yeah.
Subscribe to my channel is dying. I
yes.
Need to feed my children.
Yes, you have children. You know. Yeah. So help him out, guys. He needs your help. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.